Hi everyone, my name is Kate and you are very welcome here to my channel where we talk about fragrances. And today I want to discuss one of my favorite notes, tea. I love tea, drinking and smelling too. And I'm excited to present to you some of my favorite fragrances with this note. Don't forget to like this video, to subscribe, and right now pour yourself some tea, right? Maybe coffee if you're in the mood, or wine, or whatever you want, and let's start discussing. Okay, I will begin with my recent purchase, the one that I was so excited about. This is the Memo Paris. And I fell in love with this instantly. Yeah, this is very nice green tea with something like mint. It's a little bit fresh, maybe also citruses. I would say there's a slice of lemon in that tea, and there's leather. But it's if you're afraid of leather, if you don't like a strong leather note, you don't have to be worried because this is very thin, and leather is kind of in the back here. Maybe it's even more suede. Yeah, it's in the back, so it's not the most prominent note. It's not extremely strong and overwhelming, so don't worry about it. It just adds something interesting to the fragrance. So it's not just light tea fragrance, but there's something deeper about it. There's something you're like, what's that? You know? I like this fragrance a lot. I like this cute little birds here too, and the packaging is nice. And I love that this bottle looks different. Even though I love Memo bottles, but sometimes some variety is not bad. And right away, let's move to another wonderful tea fragrance by Memo. It's Winter Palace. I love this one, and I have the old packaging. I wanted to have the old formula. I heard that they're not very different, that they didn't mess up the new fragrance in the white bottle, that it's the same. But I just kind of like the black one more for some reason. Also, storing in a darker bottle is always better for fragrances, for alcohol in general, so I don't mind. Yes, this is one of my fall and winter teas. This is candied sweet citruses on top. Tea that reminds me tea here. Maybe even one perfumer made these two fragrances. And also Memo and Florico that falls under Memo brand. They have a lot of different tea fragrances. So I guess for creators of this brand, it's kind of important topic, especially because Florico is all about Japan, the beauty of Japan, the traditions, interesting things about Japan. So they even have haiku, this little poem for every fragrance, every scent that they make. So it makes sense that tea would be important part of the brand. Yeah, so as I said, citruses, also green tea, maybe black, it's just a sweet tea. You know, here it's not very sweet. I would say it's very light green tea, maybe even white tea. Here, it might be black with a little sweetness, with this candied citruses. It's very nice. It's very relaxing. I would say there's maybe something like amber in the base, something a little sweeter and heavier, but this is definitely not a heavy scent, so don't worry about it. It's on the lighter side, but I wouldn't wear this in the summer. I think you can, but to me, it has more of a cozy, full vibe. You know, when you curl up on the couch with some tea and watch a movie, and this is perfect for that. I like wearing this at home actually. Next, let's talk about Masque Milano. I just heard that about a week ago. The creator of the brand passed away, unfortunately. So I actually decided I'll get more fragrances from this house now. I think it's a good idea. Masque Milano, brand from Italy, they have very interesting and very passionate compositions. They always full of passion. There was no fragrance that I tried from this brand that I would say was bland or there is nothing interesting about it. They all seem very inspired. That's what I like about it. Even if I don't like the scent, I understand clearly if I like it or dislike it. It means that it has character. So yes, I definitely want to explore more. And this is Russian tea, inspired by an old restaurant in St. Petersburg. I think it's already closed actually. I don't know for sure, but it was some night when the perfumer arrived late to St. Petersburg. It was the middle of winter, a lot of snow, and he was at this chic restaurant with an amazing view. And I guess he was having this old traditional tea. He was inspired so much that he decided to create this fragrance. I love this fragrance. It's amazing. It's a black tea, almost puer. You know, it's such a thick black tea. Leather. There's a lot of leather here. And a little bit of raspberry and mint. Yeah, it's a beautiful fragrance. I got it blindly, actually. I think. Oh no, not blindly. But first time I tried it, I didn't remember it. I think I tried like 100 fragrances. It was kind of lost in my memory, and I ordered this blindly because I just really was craving some tea fragrances, and Masque Milano was a good idea. If you like not very abstract tea, if you like real black thick tea, it's smell, when it's really, really black, strong, dark tea. I do recommend you to try this fragrance because it's very interesting and it's pretty unusual. Next, let's move to Maison Margiela, matcha meditation. Matcha is also a tea, right? So I wanted to include this too. And I love this. To me, it does smell like matcha when I know that they imply matcha. But if I didn't know about the name of this fragrance, I would say that this is green jasmine tea, especially in the base. Because at first, yes, in the opening notes, it does smell like matcha. A little sweetened matcha latte. It's not just this matcha powder, but it's more of a matcha latte with macadamia milk. So it's extra creamy. But in the base, you can clearly smell jasmine tea and white chocolate. I think these are two main notes that I can smell here. Yeah, it's a little bit creamy, but it's still green. This white chocolate is very interesting. I like the smell of white chocolate. Yeah, it's a nice morning scent. I like to spray it in the morning when I go to have my matcha or coffee. I usually have more matcha rather than coffee, but it depends on my mood. I like to spray this in the summer on me a lot, and I think that I do need a bottle. Replicas have this 30 ml size, which I think is perfect. I love when brands make 30 milliliters looking like the big bottles, so they're the same. I think I don't know, it's the best, especially when you're collecting a lot of fragrances. It works. Next, I wanted to mention Chopard, Miel d'Arabie. I already showed this fragrance here on my channel a couple of times, but it's just so nice and tart. Mm. I smell pomegranate, and pomegranate is a pretty rare note in perfumes, so I love it. This is very, very tart. I imagine this dark ruby color, beautiful. There is tea, more abstract tea to my taste. I cannot tell you exactly what kind of tea it is. I would call it an impression of tea. But this tartness of pomegranate makes me think about black tea and honey. Miel means honey in French, so honey is in a name. Yeah, oh, it's so nice. I also can say that I smell a little bit of dried fruit here, or maybe my imagination is playing with me. But I like this fragrance a lot, especially in the winter, because it's cozy, but it's still chic. It's very, very chic. In one of the videos, I was talking about this fragrance, saying that this is a fragrance for special occasions, when you dress up, when you look all nice and pretty, and something like this is a very nice addition to that. Next, let's talk about Princess by Kilian. I actually like the name. I don't need a prince by my side to be a princess. It's very cute. Yeah, so this is green tea with marshmallow. I would say something like a raspberry marshmallow or strawberry marshmallow, these pink ones, the fluffy pink, soft, fresh marshmallow. Yeah, that's basically it. It's a little bit powdery. Tea is not very strong here. Maybe even white tea, that doesn't have a strong smell usually or strong color. Yeah, it's this kind of imaginary princess tea ceremony. I like it still. It's a very nice scent. It's very easy to wear. I can spray it at any time of day, usually in the morning because I prefer something like this in the morning. I like when it's something easy to wear. For example, Masque Milano is not so easy to wear. It's the one that requires a special mood. This one doesn't, unless you don't want something sweet right now, because this is pretty sweet. And I feel like I'm, a little girl playing with fake plastic cups and pots and everything, eating marshmallows. It's pretty nice. And the last fragrance, of course, it's Serge Lutens. If you can hear anything, please ignore it, okay? Those sounds will be there for a while because they're diminishing the building next to our building. So it's taking a lot of time. Oh, yes. This is a tea exactly of this color of the juice. It's kind of a brownish, greenish color. Yeah, you're at home alone. You don't have to go anywhere. Maybe you feel a little bit lonely, just a touch. Not lonely globally, when you're actually very, very lonely and it's a big issue. But maybe on that day, for some reason, you're alone and you don't really want to see anybody. And it's cloudy and it rains outside. And you make yourself some tea. It's a black tea with a little bit of honey or sugar, just a touch, and ginger. Yeah, and it smells like this smoke above that tea. It's slightly gingery, maybe even slightly citrusy too. Yeah, maybe there's a little slice of lemon in it, very thin. This is kind of melancholic but relaxing. This is not bad and unhappy. It doesn't make me want to cry or anything, but it is melancholic. And this is something that I wear when I'm alone on a day like this, like the one that I described, when I actually choose to be alone. As always, Serge Lutens tells the story. Not every fragrance makes me fantasize so much, but something like this does. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Tell me about your favorite tea note fragrances. I really want to know because you can see that I love this note and I'm not planning to stop collecting fragrances that are focused on tea. So, see you soon. Bye bye.